Okay, good morning everyone. Reverbeard here. It's a beautiful day. Weather is in probably the high 40s. And I'll throw the shield up real quick. It's going to be in the 70s this afternoon. So we're expecting a beautiful day. And I was just thinking this morning, as I was at my house watching the news, had some random thoughts. Maybe they're not too random, considering a lot of what's going on in our country at the moment. So let me just talk for a second on what happened at UC Berkeley yesterday. That was shameful. Students rioting, destroying their own university in order to protest a speaker. Listen, we live in a country where it's still okay for people to have their thoughts and their beliefs. I hate, let me repeat, I absolutely vehemently hate abortion. I am offended and angered by the vicious murder of thousands of children a day in the United States of America. I hate it. But people who support pro-choice, people who support late-term abortion, people who support those things have a right in our country to stand up and speak about why they support it. I might disagree with it. I might even hate it. I might think them morally evil for holding their views. But I'm not going to riot and destroy my own university or my own city because of someone coming to speak. There were videos this morning, and I've got some friends that love to report on the media, especially the right-wing media, and their fake news or their alternate facts. But I was watching Good Morning America this morning, and they talked about smoke bombs being set off during the riots. No, my friends, those were not smoke bombs. There might have been smoke bombs being set off, but they were shooting fireworks, explosive materials at police officers who were there to protect property and protect individuals. And at one point, police officers in riot gear had to retreat for their own safety. That's insane. First of all, there's a moral issue with people who would do that, to shoot those things at someone else, at anyone, much less a police officer. Second of all, common sense, people. Before you go shooting projectiles at police officers, realize they're going to shoot back, and they're fully within their rights to shoot back. And they're going to shoot back with bigger guns, with better bullets, and they're a whole lot more accurate and prepared and trained for that situation. So be careful. Don't do something stupid like, oh, let's see, riot outside our university. That was stupid. That was immature. And don't talk about free speech and then pull something like that. You can't talk out of both sides, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, that's what happened. And so I was thinking about all of that, and then another thought crossed my mind. Hey, this is completely random today. And I think about this a lot. But I was reading some statistics from the CDC again recently, the Center for Disease Control. And if we are really interested in fighting disease and fighting death and fighting all those things, I find it very interesting that the CDC doesn't report on abortions on their website. And I think that there's probably a liberal agenda behind that. But there are around 1 million abortions every year in the United States of America. According to the CDC, the #1 killer of Americans is heart disease. That's a completely different story, completely different blog post, but heart disease wouldn't be killing 600,000 people a year or more if we had any control of ourselves and our appetites at the dinner table. That's right. We are killing ourselves with food. We are absolutely destroying our bodies. We're destroying our culture. Shoot, part of the problem we have with this whole health insurance business is because we have so many of our problems and illnesses and sicknesses that are self-imposed because our lack of self-control. We are killing ourselves. So I'm not going to try to get on my high horse. I certainly don't want to be mean or unkind. But if you're overweight, and I'm overweight, there's no way around it. I'm overweight. I'm 25 to 50 pounds overweight. I have some health issues, not many, but I got some health issues, and most of them are self-imposed because I don't know when to put the fork down. I don't know how to control my body. I'm not practicing self-control, which is a spiritual discipline and a fruit of the Spirit. So that's an issue for me. As a Christian, I have to face that. As a Christian, I need to repent of my sin of overindulging in food. And I've got to deal with that. But I was thinking of the relationship between self-control and the major killers of people in America. And the top two, according to the CDC and according to other statistics, because the CDC won't tell you, but the top two killers of people in the United States of America every year are: one, abortion, not gun violence, abortion. Around 1 million children are murdered. Let me repeat that for emphatic purposes. Murdered every single year. And almost 700,000 die every single year because of heart disease. That's 1.6 million people plus every year, because we have no discipline or self-control, spiritual or physical, when it comes to food and sex. Food and sex are greatly responsible for the death of 1.6 plus million people every year in America. Let that sink in. And no, the majority of abortions are not because women are raped or that their lives are on the line. The overwhelming number of abortions are because women get pregnant. They don't want to have babies at this point in their lives. They don't want to care for them. So let's abort them. And the whole adoption argument that some people like to talk about, do you realize how insane that is? To say, well, we don't really have room for them. We don't want to flood the adoption system. So we can't care for them, so let's kill them. Let's cut them up in small pieces, or let's use some kind of chemical poisoning, and let's rip their bodies apart and pull them out of the womb. That's insane. The argument's insane. No, I'm not saying you're insane, but I'm saying you've got some issues if that's your argument. I mean, what if we said we couldn't care for the homeless? We can't possibly continue to care for them, so let's kill them. Or we can't care for the elderly, so let's put them down. Oh wait, there's actually people in America talking like that. So we've got some issues in our country. Most of those issues are self-inflicted. And we've got other issues like hatred and bigotry and prejudices. And we need to come together. No, there's nothing wrong with someone when the color of their skin is lighter or darker than mine. Although I've never met anyone whose skin color was lighter than mine. Well, there's a few albinos I've met. Anyhow, we need to get over ourselves. Different colors of skin, that's beautiful. Different cultures even in our own nation, that's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with people who speak a different language. That's beautiful. Listen, there was outrage even over Anheuser-Busch's commercial that's going to be played during the Super Bowl. Is this a political statement? Listen to the name, Anheuser-Busch. It's not called Jones Smith. It's Anheuser-Busch. Yeah, immigrants. They came from somewhere else. Newsflash, they brew better beer in Germany. Okay? So why do we even care if it's a political statement? If it is or if it's not, it's their business. They're the one paying millions of dollars to make the commercial and play it during the Super Bowl. So what do you care? Most of the people complaining about it are going to be plastered by the time the ad comes on anyways. Drinking, oh what? Beer. So stop getting offended, America, about everything. If you're on the right or the left, I don't really care. Put some big boy pants on or some big girl pants on. Stop crying foul. Stop rioting. Newsflash, the March for Life in Washington, D.C. last week, they didn't have to send crews to pick up and clean up the streets after the march like they did for the ladies who were too busy dressed in female genitalia to pick up their signs. So anyhow, just some random thoughts for the ride to work this morning. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you can open the Bible and get some perspective today, and hopefully that will be of some help. But be careful. Word of caution, be careful how you respond, be careful how you react. Your initial reaction probably isn't the best, no matter what's going on. Take some time to read through the scriptures. Read all of them, not just part of them. Don't pull your theology from one or two verses. And realize that the same scriptures that you want to use to justify your opinion can also be the same scriptures that are declaring that your actions and your lifestyles are completely sinful. So use them wisely. Anyhow, have a great day. I'm stuck in traffic. This will not be an interesting video, so I'm going to sign off. Reverbeard here. Be sure to check me out on YouTube. If you're watching this video, go ahead and give me a like or even a subscription. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Reverbeard. You can even read my blog, which I'm not updating right now, and I need to soon, but that's www.reverbeard.wordpress.com. Have a great day. I will see you guys soon. I'm out. Hey, this video is brought to you by Pods, Moving and Storage. Portable on-demand storage. Call 1-800-776-PODS. Pods, you should be paying me for this video. I'm just kidding, kids. This video was not brought to you by Pods. It was brought to you by Reverbeard. I'm just entertaining myself stuck in traffic behind this Pods truck.